What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Bass Fishing Addictions. Got some more rods in there. I got the Defy Black and Fate Black that just came out this year, 2020. So, gonna give them a shot. I own 4 13 fishing bait casters, and for the money, those things are absolutely amazing. So, I'm kind of excited to see how the rods stack up. Dang. Looks nice. Looks like we have the Fate Black first, so this is the slightly more expensive one. We are going to start from the handle, work our way down, and straight off the bat, the very first thing I notice is their neat little wrap design here. It's not trying to mimic carbon fiber or anything, but it certainly has the characteristic to it. It's also up here. That's all the more it is, though. So, looks like these guys have a soft cap. The center area is hard, but the space around it is soft, so I don't have to worry about scratching on anything. And we got our hook keeper down here. I honestly hate hook keepers down here. I have always preferred them up here, but I just go with whatever they put on the rod. Looks like we just got the stereotypical foam handles. Appears as though mine has a smudge on it already. And it looks like the reel seat handle isn't really anything special in the trigger department, but it looks like they went a little fancy right there. And this is just a simple screw down thing. 13 Fishing, Fate Black, and what model did I order? You guys probably can't see that on the GoPro. 7'4", extra fast, heavy power, 3/8 to 1.5 ounce, and 14 to 25 pound line. Planning on using this with either jigs, creature baits, or big worms, so hence the longer length and the heavy action. Eyelets. What's up with that messy wrap on the one on the right? Again, you guys can hardly see that because the GoPro is horrible at focusing. I would love to get a DSLR for this, but that's kind of out of my budget at the moment. So first guide and second guide, just standard size guides, and they are wrapped at the top and the bottom. And then third guide, look at the absolute difference in size. They literally went to, I'm not going to say these are hybrid guides because they're way too small for that. I mean, look how small that is. These are almost micro guides. And I absolutely love rods with micro guides. I think they are great. They have really good sensitivity, and I believe you can cast farther with them. So I am a fan of these guides. Let me pick this guy up and see how it feels. Oh my god, look, a raccoon. Okay, that does feel quite a bit tip heavy, also because it's a slightly longer rod, but you would think that having the micro guides on it might balance it out a little bit. Funny. The balancing point on most rods that I've noticed is usually right after the little design right here, and then they end their wrap right there. That's where I found on a lot of rods the balancing point is, and that's right about where this guy is. That is like so odd because holding it like this, the tip actually feels pretty darn heavy. But the balancing point on this thing is actually closer to the reel handle or to the reel seat than on a lot of other rods. But one thing I have come to realize is that when they make these triggers right here just straight out like this, I don't know why, but that tends to be uncomfortable for me. Like that Daiwa Fuego rod I bought, I physically can't even fish with that thing because it hurts my hand too much. So we're gonna have to see how this performs as well, otherwise my dad might be getting a new rod. So holding it right here, you guys can see the rod tip fairly good because of the sun, and then you can see me tapping it right here. But you can see how I'm hardly even tapping this thing, and the tip of that rod is just going all over the place. Even this little section of the rod right here, it's just wiggling all over the place. So being that this is an extra fast heavy action, the extra fast should mean that all of the wiggling should be down on the tip and the rest of the rod should be just pure backbone. And that's just about what it's feeling and looking like right here. And honestly, I'm going to say that this thing is... It's more sensitive than a Vendetta by doing just the tapping right here. The Vendetta hardly even moves. But also being that this is a heavy action, whereas all the other Vendettas I've bought, and majority of the other rods I've bought are all medium heavy, this thing still has plenty of action and wiggle to it. So for being $80, I'm actually pretty excited to test this thing out. Well, that just about wraps it up for the unboxing of the Fate Black. And I honestly think this might be a contender to the Veritas. I absolutely love the Veritas, by far my favorite rod, design and price-wise, sensitivity-wise as well. And this guy feels sensitive in the hand. I just don't know if I'm going to like that trigger right there. Like I said, I found those to be uncomfortable. So with this rod, because it's a extra fast action and a heavy power, I'm definitely going to be using it for either frogs, jigs, or big worms. I'm talking like 10-inch worms. I honestly don't know yet, because most of the rods and reels I buy are aimed towards jig and creature fishing. But I guess I also don't really have a dedicated frog rod, or at least a new one anyways, that I can make a review on in the future. So I'm going to be testing it out already tomorrow. So make sure to stay tuned, and I'll see you guys next time.